our final game of quarterfinal Friday of the 2025 Credit Union 1 Missouri Valley Conference Women's Basketball. Cheeseman, one of 5 seniors for this Belmont Bruins team that is feeling the urgency of the end is near, and you and I will get the opening possession here of our 4th quarterfinal round game. Shatia Wettering for UNI. The Panthers playing with a number of seniors as well. 4 of them on the floor. Maya McDermott, one of them. 3rd leading scorer in the Missouri Valley Conference. The runner from the free throw line. Rebounded by Jalen Banks. Starting lineups for tonight's game powered by Centerpoint Energy. Energy for what matters most. You see Jones, LaChapelle, Banks, Holmes, and Cheeseman for the Bruins. Here is McDermott to Riley Goebel, and there you see McDermott, Green, Laube, Goebel the junior, along with 4 seniors, anchored by Shatia Wettering. Banks goes to the floor, no whistle, and the Panthers get another stop.
Well, what a start for Riley Goebel on one end, gets the defensive stop, playing one-on-one against Kendall Cheeseman. UNI doesn't send help. They trust the defense of Goebel. She starts off with the block and then 2 points on the other end. Kaba Laube for 3. That's a scouting report error right there. You don't want to give her any open looks early in a game.
Kaba Laube, UNI's career leader in 3-pointers made. The layup missed by Holmes. There's Laube to Green on the backdoor cut. The shot won't fall, and Tootie Jones is there for the rebound. Jackie, these 2 coaching staffs do such an excellent job of scouting and preparing their teams, and they get their kids locked into the scouting reports.
They do. These are 2 of the best. They come in so prepared. You almost expect a chess match because of the ability and experience of these 2 head coaches. You know they'll make adjustments throughout the game. They have been incredibly successful in both of their respective programs.
Here is McDermott. And a whistle draws the foul. And let's take a look at your keys to the game, brought to you by Credit Union 1.
Well, UNI wants to rely on their seniors. It was their 4 seniors that led the way yesterday. They were in attack mode, aggressive from the jump. They need to be exactly who they are and play with that same sense of urgency and assertiveness tonight. For Belmont, it's offensive efficiency. It sounds pretty simple, Brad, but just making shots was the difference maker in their home loss to UNI. They didn't quite take advantage of the matchups in their favor in that game, so they're looking to be ready to exploit those and knock down easy shots in order to come away with the W.
Discover better banking for all with Credit Union 1, the official deposit partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Learn more at CU1.com. LaChapelle inside. Her shot won't fall. Belmont still looking for their first points of the game as the Panthers score the first 6.
And sometimes in this quarterfinal matchup where you have one team who already has a game under their belt, the other team does not, you see some of those first game jitters. I think from Belmont, they're getting some good looks, but some of those jitters might giving them a little bit too much energy here at the start.
Riley Goebel misfires on the offensive end. Also, Jackie, with Riley Goebel's block here in this first quarter, she becomes the 19th player in NCAA history with 70 steals and 70 blocks in a season. Here is Banks. Rebounded by Green. Here's McDermott. There's Goebel, reverse layup, good for 2, and UNI scores the first 8 points of the game.
Oh, Riley Goebel is so good at playing to her role. She's just that glue player, does things so consistently, not always from the scoring capacity. Right there, Cheeseman, though, able to score over the length of Goebel.
Goebel guarded loosely by Cheeseman. The layup does not fall. And ahead to Banks. Banks with the basket. Now Belmont 4 straight points.
It's a good look at a transition. Something Coach Bart Brooks mentioned was both of these teams are very capable in transition, and it's going to be about who can get more of that. Coach Nelson from the UNI Panther side said the same thing. Both of these teams so good in transition, it's going to be about who can get more opportunities or who can make those stops.
Jones launches the 3, rebounded by Lauby. And substitutions patiently waiting at the benches. We have gone up and down the floor to start quarterfinal number 4. There's Green for 3. And Cheeseman with the rebound. Banks on the drive, gets the bump and the basket. And a 6-0 run for Belmont after UNI scored the first 8.
So much to this Panther team and Panther program, and the fact that she's sitting right there next to the assistant coaches. She has not missed a beat in terms of her leadership for this team, even though she can't suit it up with sneakers on the court. She's the first one up off the bench, clapping, encouraging, and learning as a student coach.
She's an elementary education major. She played 3 games this season before a season-ending ACL injury. And still trying to decide. She would have the ability to get this year back if she wanted to play another year, but she's also finishing her undergrad in education. And a travel by Sanaa Tripp, freshman from Covington, Georgia. There you see Buffelli, the 5th-year senior out of Eldridge, Iowa. Won a high school state championship with former UNI Panther Carly Rucker back in 2017, and then she went on and won 2 others while Rucker was playing with the UNI Panthers.
Rucker, another outstanding point guard under Coach Tanya Warren.
Buffelli. There's Goebel. Riley Goebel now 6 points.
I think Panther fans wish you were saying Buffelli right now out there.
She's so fun to watch when she was playing. There's Banks. She's fun to watch when she's on the floor. McDermott can't hold on to the rebound. Knocked away by La Chapelle, but it's out of bounds. Head coach Bart Brooks in year number 8. The Belmont Bruins, another 20-win season.
I mean, if you look at Bart Brooks' history, it is unbelievable. The number of wins versus losses in February and March, the number of conference tournament championships, he has just proven success. And what I love the most is anytime you talk to somebody about him, the first thing they say is that guy cares about you on and off the court. He cares about you as a person. He asks about your family. He knows that this is about so much more than just the game of basketball, has the ability to keep that life perspective in mind. I absolutely adore him.
And he is so good in conference play, and the OVC just steamrolled the competition and doing really well in the Valley as well. 129-20 in conference action in his first 8 seasons as head coach. His first head coaching job right here.
That's
this
unreal. Unreal.
Long-time assistant at DePaul under Doug Bruno. Goebel out to Elise Yeager. Here's a freshman, and the 3 is short. As Yeager 7 points, 6 rebounds yesterday in the Panthers win over Indiana State.
Well, and that's a shot that Elise Yeager absolutely can hit. So sometimes those bad ones slip out of your finger. You just got to let them go and still take the next one.
Carmen Harrison, senior out of Tennessee, into the game for the Bruins. As Kensley Feltner, the sophomore, also on the floor. And here is Feltner. She's attacking the rack, and she's been a nice spark for Belmont. Had a huge weekend last weekend. Her first career start was against Indiana State as Jones comes up with the takeaway. Feltner put in 17 points and then followed it up 19 points, 8 rebounds against Evansville. in this very city.
Well, and Coach Brooks just spoke so highly of those players that had been coming off the bench. He sees how hard they work every day in practice, brings consistency, and now they've gotten their opportunities. Here's another one from the freshman, Tripp, who has just brought such a spark off the bench for this Belmont squad as they closed out the conference season.
Belmont with its second 6-0 run of the game. They have the lead here as Laube fires the deep two. La Chapelle with the rebound. Tripp will settle into the offense. Now Harrison, and an offensive foul is called on Feltner, the sophomore out of Louisa, Kentucky.
Well, I mentioned Sanaa Tripp. We've mentioned Feltner, excuse me, Brad. Mentioned Feltner. Another one, J.C. Busick.
Yeah.
Another kid that has just brought such a spark, number 20 in white. When you get into conference tournament play, Brad, you have to have depth. And despite Belmont struggling through some injuries and some things late in the season, they certainly have leaned on that depth more so and have gotten major production.
Belmont's defense locked in these last few possessions as Laube on the penetration. 2 on the shot clock. A Yeager has to throw it up. Ho, ho, ho! Spinning it home.
Wow, not only the finish, but the awareness of what time was left on the shot clock by the freshman. Outstanding.
Just got it off in time. As now Harrison goes to work, goes right at Wettering. The shot too strong. And now Yeager gets it to McDermott. Tied at 12, 30 seconds to play here in the first quarter. McDermott guarded by Busick. Now it's Tripp defending. McDermott for 3, too strong. And Holmes the rebound. Final seconds here. Kendall Holmes, the senior, attacks and draws the foul with 1.7 on the clock. So free throws coming as Wettering gets whistled for the foul. Here's that late shot clock. Wettering throws it underneath.
Awareness. That was a tough angle, a tough finish, but she had to go straight up with it to beat the shot clock. Great job by Elise Yeager.
A member of the Missouri Valley Conference all-freshman team. As the free throw from Holmes rolls off the rim. Yeager out of Valley High School in Des Moines. 3 trips to state in her high school career. 1.7 on the clock as the full court heave by Robinson falls short. A 1-point game at the end of 1. Belmont, the 3 seed. Ohio Valley Conference tournament titles in 18-19, 21-22, and they played Evansville in a regular season game, not this season, but the season prior, Education Day, when they packed this place with elementary kids and they screamed so loud that everybody working has a headache for a week. Great environment, though. It's awesome. Having a little history here can help Belmont.
They just flat out win here. I mean, period. It's just the success they've had in this building, and you got to imagine that's in their minds, the familiarity. But right now, Kaba Laube's got something to say about it.
And Kaba Laube with her second triple of the game. Looking for the answer and delivering. Kendall Holmes, transfer from South Dakota, buries it.
If you are a Bruins fan, you are ecstatic to see that from Holmes, who missed the last 2 games. Wasn't sure whether she'd be back for this one. She is back and hits a big bucket for Belmont.
Holmes, a third-team scholar athlete out of Plainfield, Illinois. Started her college career at DePaul, played 3 years, so Coach Brooks still keeps his eye very closely on that DePaul basketball team.
Still in touch with Coach Bruno. Love
Absolutely.
it.
McDermott to Green. Emerson Green tried to dump it off, and Yeager was on a different course. Belmont shooting 47% as a team. From three-point land, just 1 of 4, but knocking the 3 in last trip down was Holmes. Banks makes it 2 straight trips.
Oof, if Jalen Banks is hitting that shot, it is going to be tough to defend her because she is so good at getting to the paint. I know that the mindset of the Panthers is that I've got to keep 23 out of the paint. When she's hitting from outside as well, she is so tough to guard.
She's a 30% shooter on the season. Lauby, a higher percent shooter from three-point land, as she sits at 46% from long range. One of the best three-point shooters in the country this season.
You cannot give that kid space. You think you're close enough, get a little bit closer.
7:50 to play here in quarter number 2. And the rebound underneath by Yeager. Now McDermott looking to run. Stops, now wiggles around Banks, but a turnover. The pass tipped away, and Holmes comes up with the steal.
There was only 1 turnover by the Panthers in the first quarter, already 2 here in the second.
Vicky Jones goes inside to Cheeseman. Cheeseman just 2 points so far, and a jump ball is called. Lauby's help defense had her spin right into Yeager, and now substitutions into the game. Kinsley Feltner re-enters, and LaChapelle back on the floor. And for UNI, Taryn Wharton and Shatia Wettering return. A 1-point game here. UNI shooting 39% from the floor. They've made half their three-point attempts. Lauby has all 3 of them, and she is 3 for 3.
Kinsley Feltner with the nice block there. Cable Lauby has proven she can put it on the floor. It's a great thing to do after you knock down a couple threes. You know the defense is going to fly at you, but Feltner makes the great defensive play.
Wharton, the inbounder, throws it up top. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Riley Goebel into the lane. Gets an offensive rebound, misses the putback, another offensive rebound, and fouled on her 3rd attempt.
Riley Goebel has just brought another level to her game. She's, again, that glue player, doesn't always bring it offensively, but gets some easy buckets around the rim. They're just making the extra effort and earning the trip to the line.
Riley Goebel, the first Missouri Valley Conference player to ever have a season with 60 steals and 60 blocks in the same season. Also the first UNI player with 150 career blocks and steals. I mentioned it earlier, but she is 2 steals away. She's not quite yet the 19th person in NCAA history with a 70-70 season in steals and blocks. Needs 2 steals in this game to achieve that feat. 2 more points for Feltner inside.
One of the things Coach Brooks felt like they didn't do in their last matchup was take advantages of mismatches. They're deciding to go into Feltner, feeling she can post up Lauby.
Lauby gets it out to Wharton. Emerson Green for 3. And a fight for the rebound between Goebel and Banks. And Lauby unable to come up with it.
The Panthers don't come away with that possession, but you see clapping and excitement from Coach Warren all the way down the bench. Again, Goebel making the hustle plays. Those will pay off, even though they didn't necessarily get it in this possession.
Well, Jackie, we've done a few games here at the conference tournament. Those are the plays that can tilt a game, too. And both of these teams going hard after every loose basketball so far.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the great separator is how hard one plays. We're seeing it from both sides.
Banks to dump off back to Cheeseman. Now Holmes. 5 on the shot clock. Holmes attacks, gets the bump, count it, and 1.
Wow, what a tough finish for Holmes. There wasn't a ton of good movement going on there, and that's just Holmes making a play. We talked about a weight room bucket. This is a weight room bucket right here. Look at this strength as she gets knocked off of her path to the hoop, but still able to gather herself and finish with the left hand.
First foul on Laube. And Holmes, a 1,000 career point scorer, reached that feat against UIC this season. Had 12.6 rebounds against UNI. Gives the Bruins a 6-point lead.
There's 3 guards in purple jerseys stuck on the left side of the court. You got your 2 posts on the other side. There they got the ball out of it, but not what they were looking for.
Yeager out to Wettering. Offensive rebound again for UNI. Now Green thinks about a 3, fires it. It's off the mark and rebounded by Tripp. And despite Laube making 3 3-pointers, the rest of the UNI team misfiring from outside.
Well, and Emerson Green there just has to take her first shot. She passed it up, hesitated, second-guessed it, then decided to shoot it. You just got to shoot the first one.
Green has been so good down the stretch for this UNI Panther team. There's Banks, wants another 3, and she connects. Shakes her head, yes, as she is feeling it. And a timeout taken by UNI head coach Tanya Warren, a 9-point lead for.
Amazing talent in this league. The fact that this list is the 3rd team.
Right. Absolutely incredible. You see Laube on the bench. She has 9 points. Great Southern Bank and the Valley are proud to recognize the league's Player of the Year with the Jackie Stiles Trophy. Wharton from the corner, no, but another offensive rebound. Wettering cannot take advantage. The UNI Panthers with 5 offensive rebounds, but no points in those extra opportunities thus far.
It's a great point, Brad, but they cannot let that deter them. They've got to continue to crash and play with that energy.
There's LaChapelle. Her shot goes off the front of the rim. Now McDermott. There's an offensive foul. Moving screen called on Yeager. That's her first personal. Jackie, we've had a game of runs. UNI with a hot start, then Belmont got it going. Belmont started 0 for 5, 11 for their last 16.
Well, and again, I spoke earlier about this being their first game in the tournament. UNI got one in yesterday, so sometimes it just takes a second as a player to get those nerves out, take your deep breath, and then turn it on.
Well, they are settling in, and UNI, meanwhile, as they get another turnover, they're 0 for their last 7. And you think of some of their seniors that have really been scoring in bunches. McDermott and Green combined, they are 0 for 8 in this game.
Yeah, Laube's gotten some threes, as we know, but outside of that, they really haven't found a flow offensively. They need to keep the ball moving, have player movement, work both sides of the floor, and get back to the basics.
Laube with 9 points, Goebel with 6. Wharton, the pull-up jumper is no good, and she's 0 for 3. Now Banks dumps it off to Feltner. Feltner turns around, and foul called on Yeager, her second.
On one end, I know that is not the shot the UNI coaching staff is looking for. Then on the other end, they're allowing their energy to be impacted by whether or not the ball is going through the hoop. They've got to just get back in transition, get their matchups right, stop the ball earlier, and start to find some energy by getting some defensive stops.
Feltner misses the first. J.C. Busick, grad senior, awaiting the scorer's table to check in for Feltner. If she makes it, it goes out, but an offensive rebound put back for Harrison. No, another opportunity for Harrison, and it falls.
We are seeing effort play after effort play after effort play on both sides.
The largest lead of the game for Belmont, in front by 11. 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. McDermott tried to draw a whistle. Now here comes Tripp. Banks, 10 points.
10 points and a great defensive effort so far. That was her getting the stop on one end. When you have Banks and Jones in the guard position defensively, you are tough.
Tripp with the shot clock winding down, does not get it to fall, but Harrison, another offensive rebound and took an extra step, switched her pivot feet, and UNI comes up with the turnover. Harrison, a senior out of Memphis, Tennessee, earlier this season. Fort Myers tip-off, all-tournament team selection. There's Lauby, another three. That was from nearly half court. Harrison the rebound. Banks. Man, just slammed on the brakes.
I was just gonna say, Brad, we've seen multiple times already in this game, her ability to stop on a dime and create that space and that gap in order to get her shot off very relaxed.
There's McDermott. This is before the shot. They're gonna wave the shot off, call the foul on Banks. And I think that is number 2.
I mean, the defense is right there, and her ability to jab step and bring it back, create the space, never has to rush her shot. Wow, good offensive plays from the sophomore.
And 2 fouls on Jalen Banks, so she will head to the bench. As Bart Jones put his offensive spark on the bench. Here's the drive by Bree Robinson. Jones goes inside. Harrison working against Goebel. Another block for Riley Goebel. Such a good knack. Timing your jump, Jackie, defensively.
It's everything, and her ability to do it without bodying and getting called for the foul. She has such a knack for that, using her length but smart with her body.
Here's Tripp. Called for the offensive foul for Tripp. That's her first.
Now this is the type of possession, if you're a Panther fan, this is what you're looking for, is that defensive stop, something to give you some energy and some momentum to get going on the offensive end.
UNI has not been able to get in rhythm on the offensive end. They've missed their last 11 shots, and now a foul called on Busick underneath, defending Goebel. It will be at the free throw line here with 1:12 to play. Will join us tomorrow when the Credit Union 1 NBC Women's Basketball Tournament shifts to semifinal Saturday. The 4th-seeded Drake Bulldogs will battle the top-seeded Murray State Racers to open things up here at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. Tip-off is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. Central on the Valley on ESPN. Scott Warman and Laura Leonard will be on the call for the remainder of the tournament. 2 great semifinals coming your way no matter who comes out of this one. Missouri State, the 2 seed, the co-champions awaiting there. You see Rochelle Turner, head coach for Murray State, preparing for her game against Drake.
Brad, there's a minute left in the second quarter. The last UNI basket was at the 8:08 minute mark. Trailed at that time just by 1. Now they're trailing 31-18.
Scoring drought over 7 minutes, and the foul goes on Green, and now Busick goes to the free throw line. So Busick to the free throw line. Just a 60% free throw shooter, 3 of 5 on this season. Stay tuned for our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. First half highlights, first half statistics, and some of Jackie Kalin analysis all coming your way. Busick and Cheeseman check out. LaChapelle, Feltner on the floor is Wettering and the Panthers in the final minutes of this second quarter try and end the scoring drought. Wettering, tough shot, and the rebound to Tripp. And it's going to stay on this end of the floor.
Brad, I've got to say here, the Panthers are going to be excited to just get their halftime break because offensively, we just continue to see them struggle. But Shatia Wettering dribbling the ball around for most of the possession and then taking a fadeaway, you know that is not what they're looking for. They've just got to come together, work the ball, keep it off the floor for now, get ball movement with passing. It's a great assist team.
Offensive foul called on Kaba Laube. That's going to be her second personal foul. A little shove to create some separation. That Belmont defense, Jackie, really throwing things off for UNI, and it's ball pressure, isn't it?
It is, and to be in all honesty, Belmont has hung their identity on the defensive end. They have had their fair share of struggles offensively throughout the season, but when you go through those ups and downs, you can always be competitive when you're defensive-minded, and you are exactly right. They've hung their hat on the defensive end and have really taken UNI out of what they want to do.
Belmont's on a 4-game winning streak, but they had a 4-game losing streak right before that. And Coach Brooks said, we got away from our defensive identity when we played those physical and tough teams, the teams at the top of the conference. And we're getting back to that. That was a focus this week.
Yep, just get back to being their basics, physicality.
LaChapelle goes out of bounds. 5 seconds now on the clock here in quarter number 2, UNI basketball. Substitutions for both teams. Busick back in. Jones and Tripp on the floor with LaChapelle and Harrison. And for UNI, Maya McDermott comes into the game. Keep an eye on number 0, ball in her hands, 5 seconds to go. She loves to beat the buzzer. Got it off, but left it short. And for the UNI years, Belmont 16-4 this year when leading at the half. UNI 3-13 when behind at halftime. Belmont basketball to start the third quarter. Jalen Banks with the basketball again, the only player in double figures. Tootie Jones launches a 3, and the rebound to Wettering. Here comes McDermott. And now Wettering on the drive, straight to the rack. Cheeseman fighting for the rebound. Goebold trying to save it from out of bounds. And it's Belmont basketball.
Well, that shot didn't fall, but you saw Maya McDermott pushing with pace. Some crisper passing already from the Panthers.
Belmont in the second quarter shot 54% from the floor as the foul goes on Ryder Goebel, and 2 free throws now for Kendall Cheeseman. And Cheeseman, Jackie, got a lot of attention, just 2 points, but 6 rebounds in that first half.
Well, and in Belmont's win against the Panthers earlier this season, she had a quieter night. In their loss, she had 30. And she'd be the first to say it's not about her. She would much rather have a low-scoring night if that means her teammates around her are stepping up. Coach Bart Brooks talks about the emotional intelligence from that kid and how much she plays for her teammates. She's just the true example of a teammate and somebody you want on your side.
Maya McDermott with her first basket, and she is now right on the nose. 600 points this season. joins a list of just 2 other Panthers as Laube gets fouled by Banks from behind. For Banks, that's her 3rd personal foul.
Well, Banks has been such a difference maker in this game, so this could be the play the Panthers needed to start their own run.
Sanaa Tripp up off the bench, the freshman into the game. Banks checks out. Frustrated with herself after that foul, she plops down on the bench. UNI needs to have a fast start here to this 3rd quarter, and Emerson Green attacking here to start the 3rd. Here's Jones. Out to Cheeseman for 3. Rebound to Laube.
Emerson Green does not get that rebound, but created the space for Laube to take it.
Green over to Laube, launches the 3, and the offensive rebound to Goebel. And now McDermott, she attacks, dumps it off. Wettering underneath, good for 2.
Well, you said it in the first half, Brad. The Panthers offensive rebounded the basketball but could not capitalize. Already here, continuing to crash the glass, and finally gets the second chance bucket.
And the dish for McDermott ties her number 3 on UNI's career assist mark. A huge basket by Kendall Holmes. The senior in the first half had 7 points, knocked in her only triple attempt, and gets it going in the 3rd with another.
Well, and that's twice now that she's had the answer when UNI has started a run.
Just our 2nd player into double figures. And now McDermott. Oh, that's a tough shot.
That is a really tough shot. Maya McDermott, just a playmaker. Her ability to shoot floaters from right around the rim all the way out to deep 2s. She makes it look so easy. I am telling you, it is not.
Tripp showing the mid-range game. Tripp in that first half, 4 points for her. Now Emerson Green goes right down to the block, gets her own rebound. Tough shot up in the lane, hits the deck, and Cheeseman clears the rebound. Oh, Tripp between the legs from behind. Jones will slow it down. Tripp drives, the shot does not fall, and UNI has numbers if they want it. They'll go 5-on-4 ahead to McDermott. And McDermott gets tripped up by Tootie Jones, a member of the Missouri Valley Conference all-defensive team and a 3rd-team all-conference performer.
Well, as soon as UNI gained possession, you saw all of the coaches on the Belmont bench pointing, get back, get back, get back. They know that this UNI Panther team is capable of scoring quickly if you don't slow them down in transition.
Had McDermott on the run, Laube posting up on a wing. Holmes checks out. Hensley Feltner on the floor for Belmont. Taryn Wharton comes in for UNI. And Green comes in for Wettering. Taryn Wharton into the lane, gets fouled by La Chapelle. Thought she had a clean block. And instead, it'll be free throws for Taryn Wharton. Our officials, Troy Winders, Natasha Cami, and Felicia Grinter doing an excellent job here in the quarterfinals.
Make these 2 free throws, cut it to 11. Brad, this is what you do, just possession by possession to get yourself back in the game.
There's a 15-point lead at halftime, and Wharton knocks in the first of 2. A 75% free throw shooter for head coach Tanya Warren. And she gets them both. And it's an 11-point Belmont lead. Tootie Jones. Tootie Jones, by the way, Jackie, the only Bruin to have played in a conference tournament game here. Came in that 2020-2021 season. Wharton comes away with the steal. back to Laube.
Well, Tootie Jones is known for her defense, Brad, but this season, as Emerson Green starting to light it up, hitting the shot from deep. This is what the Panthers needed offensively, moving the ball, getting more people involved. Tootie Jones defensively, you see her right here taking the shot, number 0 in white, known for her defense, but offensively a great season, shooting 50% from the field.
There's Laube, gets an open look, and Kaba Laube with her 4th triple of the game, and it's a 5-point game. Here come the Panthers. Yesterday, Kyle was maybe okay with that, gets to make it to Emerson's conference tournament for her senior season. The Cyclones will be a dangerous team in the NCAA men's tournament this season, by the way.
They will be, but what I love the most as a Cyclone, he's got that Panther on today for his daughter.
Kinsley Feltner with the basket for Belmont. Coach Brooks draws up a winner coming out of the timeout as UNI had an 8-0 run rolling. And Maya McDermott, she is feeling it here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, you give her any amount of space, and she gets very comfortable.
In the first half, Jackie, between Green, Wettering, and McDermott, they were 0 for 12. Here in the second half, 6 for 12. Banks launches the 3 as she's back in the game playing with 3 fouls, trying to deliver a spark.
Well, more than one game this season, we have seen from the Panthers a tale of 2 halves. They're proving they know how to get into the locker room, reset, and come out with a different mentality.
Tripp with the rebound. McDermott had a great look from 3. Couldn't hit. La Chapelle wants 3. La Chapelle's missed all 4 of her shots here today. Here's Green. A nice feed inside. The kick out to Wharton. And Taryn Wharton connects. Her first field goal falls. She has 4 points. And it's a 3-point contest. Tripp backing down Laube. Now Cheeseman fires from the corner. That's a 3.
Kendall Cheeseman is so tough. She is your player inside that has the ability to be having her momentum go backwards, step back 3 at her size. Incredible.
Wharton on the drive. Good defense by Banks to avoid the foul. Now Banks backing down Wharton. Help comes.
Great recognition there by Emerson to help.
And here's Feltner. She's so good down low. Draws the foul on Green, and that's her 3rd personal foul. And we will step aside. Belmont, a 2-time MVC Scholar Athlete Selection. Tootie Jones, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. With 3:09 remaining here in the 3rd. Feltner's free throws pushes Belmont's lead back to 8. McDermott with 7 points for the UNI Panthers.
Belmont showing a different look here defensively.
There's McDermott, high shot. Missing badly, and Holmes with the rebound. Holmes goes inside. Feltner drawing a double team inside. That's how strong she is. And then Taryn Wharton with the rebound. She draws the foul on Feltner.
Well, I love the recognition there by Yeager. Saw that Wharton had the mismatch, came with the help, and then Wharton able to finish the play with the rebound.
Laube 12 points tonight for her. 4 3-pointers. There's Yeager. McDermott inside. Nice feed to Goebel, who gets fouled on the shot attempt with 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, a couple possessions here of Belmont switching up their defense. UNI taking their time there. You kind of felt like nothing was happening, but then they got the ball moving, and a great play there by McDermott to find Goebel down low.
Cheeseman comes into the game for Feltner. Cheeseman with 6 points, 8 rebounds for Belmont. And Riley Goebel to the free throw line. Missed her first 4 free throws here today and gets a big one here in the third. Goebel gets 1 of 2. Jalen Banks, 12 points for Belmont. She had all 12 of those in the first half. And Kendall Cheeseman, she had just 2 points at halftime and now 6 here in the second.
Well, and that's a defensive breakdown, giving Kendall Cheeseman that open look. They know she loves to pick and pop. The Panthers came in knowing they had to be on the same page defensively and how they're guarding ball screens, whether they're switching or helping. She getting a wide open look.
Harrison gets the block. Banks on the run. Dribbles right into 4 purple jerseys, but Wharton commits the foul. And that's just the 3rd team foul on the Panthers here in the third. So Belmont to inbound it from underneath. For Wharton, her first foul. Bounce to Holmes as Holmes into double figures with 10 points for Belmont. A clear out for Banks, working against Wharton. Gets by her, the help comes. An offensive rebound, and then Laube strips it away. Laube, had an open look. Couldn't get the shot off, and now McDermott backs it out. McDermott throws it up high off the glass and will go to the free throw line. The foul goes on Harrison. And Maya McDermott, she has a mode, Jackie, that a few players in the Missouri Valley Conference have, and it's a mode where you can just take over a game and will your team back into a contest.
She just has a flip that switches at some point in the game. You are exactly right. It's somewhat unexplainable in the way that she plays the game. She plays hard all game long, but at some point for her, that switch just flips and she takes her game to a whole new level.
Rebound knocked out of bounds by Yeager. Maya McDermott, 5th-year senior out of Johnston, Iowa. I found out recently she was actually born in Guatemala and adopted when she was 9 months old. Grew up and raised in Iowa. She was here nearly her entire life.
Well, just a neat story. That kid is a gamer. The bright lights come on. She's ready. She's not going to let her team go down without a fight.
Loves talking about her adoption story as well. If you get a chance to talk to her, so many of these student athletes, fantastic to talk to. Here's Cheeseman, offensive rebound, the putback, 2 more. Belmont, their lead goes to 11. Final seconds of the third quarter.
It'll be huge if the Panthers can cut this to single digits heading into the fourth.
Goebel and Jones on the court. Cheeseman, the rebound. And Coach Brooks says, let's slow it down for one last shot. Cheeseman guarded by McDermott. And the clock runs out on Cheeseman and the Bruins in the third quarter. And 11 points. OS device now. Schedules, so much information to know about what you need to know whether you're here or not, honestly. Here's Laube looking for another three-pointer. Offensive rebound grabbed by Wettering for UNI. Jones defending Laube, and Laube shuffled her feet.
Another possession of UNI getting the offensive rebound. 8 of them, but only 2 second chance points.
Belmont with the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. Jalen Banks' 12 points is still a team high, and she will go to the free throw line. The foul on Emerson Green, that's her fourth. Also, you have Kendall Cheeseman, 11 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for Cheeseman, and 10 points from Holmes as she's hit a couple threes.
Well, for conference play for Kendall Cheeseman, almost 10 rebounds a game, just been a double-double monster. Brings it in so many different ways, has her team winning the rebound battle in this game.
There is head coach Beth Cunningham for the Lady Bears as Missouri State awaits the winner of this Belmont UNI matchup. The winner will take on Missouri State tomorrow, 4 o'clock Central Time, right here on the Valley on ESPN. And Jackie, that championship game on Sunday, 1 p.m. Check it out on ESPN2 this weekend, all coming from the Ford Center. Here's Bank getting into the lane. Offensive rebound underneath. Another block for Goebel. Jones is there for the offensive rebound. Now McDermott clears it with a rebound. And on the run, stop and pop, and it does not fall.
That's a great shot for Maya McDermott. Doesn't fall, but the right read.
Belmont getting baskets when they need it. Push the lead back to 15.
Well, Tootie Jones
season alive, trying to make it the top 4 seeds in the semifinals of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament.
On the top of the show, Brad, we talked about balanced scoring, and that's what both teams were looking for. That's what it took to get the win the first time. Right now, Belmont has 3 in double figures. Feltner not far behind. Meanwhile, the Panthers with just 1. Kaba Laube with 12 points.
And another turnover committed. The Panthers, 7 turnovers. Belmont's actually turned it over 11 times.
Well, the Panthers had 0 turnovers in the third quarter, so came out of halftime, took care of the basketball, but 2 early ones here in the fourth.
And LaChapelle throws it away, and the Panthers get it right back. Laube picks up her dribble. Now Goebel, the backdoor pass, swatted away by Cheeseman. She makes every single correct play, it seems.
She does. She's a veteran leader, offensively, defensively. You're exactly right. She is that player that does it all for the Bruins.
Jackie, for Belmont, too, a 4-game winning streak, and Harrison's going to get called for the offensive foul, shoving Laube to the ground. But for playing with physicality, playing with a toughness, man, we saw it in the first half, too, when UNI didn't score for the final 8 minutes of the second quarter.
Yep, we mentioned it. He said it doesn't matter offensively if you have good or bad nights. If you hang your hat on defense, you are always going to be competitive. In that 4-game skid, Cheeseman really was the one who kept them afloat and was that steady player, but knew she needed those around her to step it up as well. Got her team bought in on defense, and as you said, that is what has carried them through this game.
So many seniors on these two teams. Jones misses the layup. Yeager the rebound. Jackie, do you remember your senior year? These kids are wore down, right? They have gone through so many different battles. LaChapelle with the takeaway. I mean, you see knee braces, shoulders strapped up, right? Like, they're gutting it out. The end of the season, you want to give it your all. You're
yes.
also pretty tired, aren't you?
You are. And the thing is, every team is feeling that way. Every team has those players battling through injuries, but you nailed it. You just dig deep, find whatever you have in you left, knowing that it won't last forever.
Wharton gets it to Goebel in transition. Shut off nicely by Harrison. Wharton cuts to the basket. And a 2-point layup for Wharton. She has 6 points.
6 minutes to go. This is doable for the Panthers, but it has to start on the defensive end.
calls for a screen. Needs some help, just fires up a shot and knocks it in with under 5 on the shot clock.
Jalen Banks has something to say about it. Not going to allow the Panthers to get stops. She can take over a basketball game. Brad, has had huge games this season against SEC opponents. She's one, like McDermott, that knows how to turn it on when the lights are brightest.
Should be dangerous in this Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Belmont can advance to the semis. Yeager strips it away from La Chapelle, and here comes Laube. Laube backs it out, fires the 3. Left it short, an offensive rebound for Wettering. Wettering goes up with it, fights for the rebound, and Cheeseman wins the battle.
Smart play there by Cheeseman. Her ability to tip it a couple times, knowing she wasn't going to be able to get it on the first grab.
Cheeseman 6th in the Valley with her 8 rebounds per game. Has 11 points. Came into this game 23 points away from 1,000 career points. Banks, so crafty at drawing the bump, gets the foul on Kaba Laube. That's her 3rd personal foul. And substitutions come in. Kendall Holmes enters for Belmont. Green and McDermott onto the floor for UNI. And now Tripp comes in for the Bruins. Head coach Bart Brooks has had a tremendous success here in the Ford Center. The Ohio Valley Conference Tournament Championship. He won it in 2016, 2018 was Bart's first year. Belmont overall winning in this building. He won it in 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2022. Also won a Missouri Valley Conference, or got to the championship game of the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament in 2023. Last year, Belmont fell to Missouri State in the semis in Moline, Illinois, looking to set up a rematch between the Lady Bears and the Bruins for another semifinal. McDermott's free throws. So you see Coach Cunningham and the Lady Bears. Kenzie Costas, assistant coach.
Former Lady Bear herself.
Absolutely. Here's Goebel with the steal. Her first steal of the game. Looking for one more to get that 70th of the season.
Well, and again, one more steal puts her in elite company. Only 19 ever in NCAA Division I history. Fun fact, by the way.
Yeah, Chris Kleinon-Schultz, UNI radio announcer. I love the team camaraderie of the Missouri Valley Conference. You have radio announcers, SIDs. Luke Bolanos of Belmont, one of the very best in the business. Really do an excellent job of helping us be prepared on these quick turnarounds.
I'm so glad you bring that up, Brad, because these are the people behind the scenes. They're not in front of you. You don't see the work they're putting in, how many late nights and low amounts of sleep they're getting, but do so much for the squads to keep us all prepared.
Belmont radio man Dr. Rich Tyner deserves a shout out as well. The Bruins, a 59-44 victory, or lead, looking for a victory as Wettering with the takeaway, and McDermott gets fouled going to the rack. Jack, I give one more shout out to the entire Valley staff, but Mike Mahon, our stats man, sitting to my left. He has worked every single game of the conference tournament so far. He's on game number 8. This is only our 4th game of this tournament. He's pulling the full schedule just like our production crew led by Braden Pretch.
You read my mind. Such a large number of incredible human beings behind everything that goes on in the tournament. Couple possessions in a row here, Brad, that Maya McDermott has gotten the clock stopped, getting herself to the free throw line. Her team has a long way to go here, but the best thing you can do is put points on the board while the clock is stopped. By the way, she's one of the best free throw shooters in the country, so this is like a layup for her.
The announcer jinx does not work.
Wasn't even worried.
McDermott. Well, we just saw the game before this one. Missouri State had a 21-point lead. UIC made it close late. We'll see if the Panthers can duplicate that effort, make this one a game. Belmont looking strong and steady on both ends of the floor. As Caitlin James, a freshman, onto the floor for the UNI Panthers. Number 34 guarding Holmes. There's Banks. Off the iron, and the rebound, last touch by Jones underneath. And Laube into the game. James checks out. Just a quick visit by James, the freshman, as Laube gets back on the floor. McDermott gets it to Laube. A lot of attention on number 24. Here's Emerson Green. The shot is short. Cheeseman with the rebound, and pressure comes. A tipped pass, but Banks able to secure it for the Bruins.
Thought they might get the 10-second call in the backcourt, but Banks makes it across just in time.
Banks gets it back from Busick. Here's Cheeseman, and Busick with it now. Final seconds of the shot clock. The runner hits the iron, so this is a live ball. Keep playing it, and it'll be UNI basketball.
Cheeseman smiling. I think she thought she had a teammate over there. It was her teammates on the bench.
Both of these teams, players, whether on the floor or on the bench, stay so engaged and active from start to finish, don't they?
Oh, they do, and that's what it's all about. You know, from top to bottom, there's so many different ways to contribute to a basketball game.
McDermott, a great dump off. Goldman's shot does not fall. In a minute 45, the clock stops. As Ellie Foster was in the game, she will check out. Quick breather for Wettering.
Listen, Brad, minute 45, UNI ball, get a three, you've cut it to 10, you've got the weapons to be able to score a lot of points quickly. They've got to get a bucket here and a stop on the other end.
McDermott, the floater, no, and Cheeseman, another rebound. How about this for a double-double? 11 points, and I believe 18 rebounds for Kendall Cheeseman.
She does not want her career to end. She loves playing. She loves playing with this team. She's going to give it everything she has to extend her season and her career as long as possible.
How about the triple from Busick? That will pretty much do it, as the Bruins can smell the semifinals. Wettering's three off the mark. And McDermott commits the foul on Holmes.
You called it, Brad, with that three-pointer. That'll pretty much do it. You see the substitutions for the Panthers. It's going to be a tough moment, their senior class, but you got to celebrate their milestones as they connect with Coach Warren. What a career, so much to be proud of for those ladies in purple.
Kayba Laube, Maya McDermott, Emerson Green, Shatia Wettering, Grace Buffelli. All they wanted was the NCAA tournament. They will come up short here in their final attempt as a group. And look at that embrace with Coach Warren, with Laube and McDermott. As Quinn Eubanks with the basket. The freshman out of Kentucky for UNI. Down to the corner, Ellie Foster for three. And the rebound grabbed by Sanaa Tripp, the freshman. And Belmont can dribble this one out. They will win their 5th straight game. That'll be win number 21. And we now have 4 straight years at the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. The top 4 seeds will be in the semifinals. 3 straight trips to the semis for Belmont. Their Valley record 4-2, and another win in the Ford Center for Bart Brooks.
Unreal, his record in March, the success of the